Nigga, damn, it seems like we got a whole lot of juicy goodness to discuss, don't we? Oh boy! What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Nerd Court. I'm Lotus Sauce, the kid who never knows best, and in today's video, I'm talking about all the latest Dragon Ball FighterZ news that we have gotten over the course of the last several days. That's everything ranging from Tien, Yamcha, Android 21, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. We've just got a ton of stuff to go over because we've just been getting news and scans and screenshots and trailers left and right ever since this beta, and it's kind of wild to say the least. And me being as thirsty as I am for this game, especially after actually getting my hands on it during the closed beta this past weekend, I just want to discuss and talk about and get my hands on everything possible when it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ. So let's get cracking into it. First things first, let's talk about the latest and greatest waifu to the Dragon Ball series, Android 21. Now, Android 21 is a original character designed specifically for this game. However, her design was actually drawn up, as far as we know, as far from what we've been told, is actually created by AKIRA Toriyama himself. So, you know, there are some people who, you know, don't particularly like when a game or an anime adds in an original character. However, this one was designed by Toriyama. Now, let's not get into any debate about whether she's canon or not. That no one cares about any of that bullshit. I definitely don't. All we care about is how shorty looking in that lab coat. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? But yes sir, so if you haven't already seen any of the fan art that surfaced on Twitter of Android 21, you kind of missing out. Hey, I don't judge, bro. I'm just saying I don't blame nobody that's drawing some fan art of Android 21, because she looking kind of top tier right now. Now, all that aside, it seems that she's going to play a very heavy role in the story mode, because obviously the story mode, from what we can see so far, revolves around the androids. I'm not sure why, but it does. Androids 16, 17, and 18 seem to be playing a large role in the story, and Android 21 has come into the fray in some way or another. Now, I'm fairly confident she's going to be a playable character. I don't think she's going to be somebody that we only see in the story mode and can't play as her. And the reason why I said that is because they've already surprised me with some of the roster picks that we've got from this when it comes to, like, you know, Android 17 not being playable so far as we know, and only being as an assist with Android 18, and it's also as including Android 16, because I didn't think he'd be super relevant in this game at all, or even part of the roster, let alone play the role that he does in this game. But hey, we see how that turned out. Another reason why I think that she's going to be playable is because Dragon Ball just doesn't have that many girls like in the franchise. I mean, we have a decent amount of females in Dragon Ball, you know, Chi-Chi, Bulma, and you know, a few others, but most of them aren't really fighters, and so they can't really be included in the fighters roster, you feel me? And so Android 21 is a perfect way for our system to include another female to the roster that we can play as. And hey, I'm not opposed to the idea at all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm 100% on board, you feel me? But moving on, we also see that Tien and Yamcha have also been announced for the game. Pretty much guaranteed characters that we expected from the get-go, because of course they're part of the main cast, the main roster. They are Z fighters themselves, and despite how you might feel or what you might think of characters like Yamcha and Tien, especially Yamcha, they are relevant one way or another, and there was no way that they weren't going to be included in this game. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Yamcha and Tien, more so Yamcha, of course. You know, everybody hates on Yamcha, and Yamcha gets no respect from anybody, but they looking kind of clean. In fact, they're looking really clean. But what's weird to me is that we see Yamcha where he's got like his early Z look, you know what I'm saying, with the long hair, which personally I prefer when it comes to Yamcha. But then when we see Tien, he's wearing his Dragon Ball Super apparel, you know, the Resurrection F outfit, which again, I also prefer. I think it's kind of strange the way that they're doing that. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Just a little aesthetic difference that I kind of picked out and noticed. So yeah, thanks to TGS, the Tokyo Game Show, we actually get to see these guys in action, and we see that Tien's looking like a pretty unique character in terms of the way he plays. And one of the things that makes him so unique, or I guess not super unique, because Android 16, or rather Android 18 kind of has the same thing, is that he has an assist. He has a little buddy with him, right? Chaozu, although probably not going to be part of the main roster, works in the same way that Android 17 kind of does with Android 18. So we see that Tien can call in Chaozu to help him out with certain attacks, and that's pretty cool. And it seems like Chaozu has some sort of magical abilities that he's going to be able to do, maybe use some telekinesis or psychokinetic powers in somehow, some way, shape, or form. And that's pretty dope. And we also see Tien using classic moves like the Dodon Ray and the Tri-Beam, and I even saw him throw the volleyball fist in there, so that's pretty cool as well. And of course, as we take a look at Yamcha, we can see him doing all of his signature attacks, you know, the Kamehameha, the Wolfang Fist, the Spirit Ball, all different moves that you expect to see from Yamcha, and they are looking like they're going to be his level. And hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna front. Yamcha is looking pretty clean. I actually, just based off these screenshots and what we've seen from TGS, Yamcha's looking like a more fun character than Tien is. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna front, bro. If I could say one thing, is don't sleep on Yamcha. We see he's got the Kamehameha, the Wolfang Fist, which honestly I've always thought was a really cool move, and I wish we had saw more of. And of course we got the Spirit Ball, which is looking like it's probably gonna be his level 3 super. And honestly, Yamcha is probably gonna be a combo machine. And one thing I do want to stress is don't sleep on Yamcha. Now I know Yamcha has faded to relevance. He's low tier. He's one of the lowest class when it comes to the Z fighters. But listen here when I tell you, no one in their right mind would have expected or anticipated Android 16 to be the best character in the beta. And now you might not disagree, you might not agree with that, you might disagree with that. But if you ask me, if you asking for based on the roster that we had to play with during the beta, who was the best, who was the most top tier, I would say it was Android 16. He was the most powerful, he was the most fearsome character on that list. But now with characters like Yamcha, Tien, and then whoever else might be introduced, that just means that like it's anybody's fair game, right? Anybody could be the best character in the game. Ain't no telling who's going to be the top dog. And Yamcha is probably going to have some hellified combos. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to playing as Yamcha, as surprising as that might sound. And I think this is the first time that I've ever been excited to play as Yamcha, because whoever really cares about Yamcha, right? Shout out to all those Yamcha fans out there, you know, all 2 of them. But yeah, man, this game is looking incredible, man. The more I see of it, the more beautiful it looks. And after getting some hands-on experience with it, I'm just thirsting and dying for some more. That open beta in January just seems like it's so far away now, which wasn't the case prior to me getting some hands-on experience with the game. Now, on top of the reveal of Tien and Yamcha and the reveal of Android 21 and a teaser that we got for the story mode that actually showcases Android 21 with that beautiful lab coat flowing in the breeze, shorty looking like an easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, we also got a new trailer, kind of a 2.5 trailer from TGS that showcases Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Goku a little bit more. We get to see their intros, we get to see some of their moves, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, they looking kind of fire. I mean, it is what it is. It's to be expected. It's Goku, Vegeta, you know, the 2 biggest Z fighters like in Dragon Ball. So you already knew they was gonna come through with the heat, right? And personally, I'm not a big Goku fan, although I will say that he's looking pretty clean. Now, I'll be really curious to see how differently they play in terms of combos and how they feel when I'm playing as them as opposed to the regular Goku and Vegeta, because of course they were a part of the roster in this closed beta. And Goku seemed like a really strong character. I'm not gonna lie to you, he's pretty fun to play as, although I'm not a big fan of Goku, so I specifically chose to leave him off of my team, even though he would have been a perfect matchup for that 3rd slot, and he would have been a perfect pick for that 3rd spot on my team alongside Trunks and Android 18. However, I also played with Android, or rather I played with Super Saiyan Vegeta, and I'm not gonna lie to you, as far as in terms of the way they play, I like Goku more than Vegeta. I wasn't super fond of Vegeta. I gave him a shot. He kind of got the job done, although I think I preferred having Gohan or Piccolo more on my team than Vegeta, which hurts because I like Vegeta so much. However, there's potential that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta is going to be a lot better of a character, and he probably will be, and he'll be more fun to play as, and so he's probably going to be on that 3rd spot, unless, if and when, they announce Bardock for the game, because then without a doubt, my team is going to be Trunks, Android 18, and Bardock, because for one, 18 has become one of my favorite characters. I've always loved the androids, but playing with her recently has just like really bowled me over. Like, it's incredible. I don't want to drop her from the team. Future Trunks, of course, is a guaranteed. He's a must. He's a given. Ain't no way I'm dropping him from the spot. And then if they include Bardock, my 2nd favorite character in the series, it's a wrap. It's a done dealio. But yeah, man, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, Vegeta looking clean as hell. And I'm looking forward to actually getting to play them whenever the game does release in February of next year. Hopefully, when we get the open beta in January, we'll have access to even more characters than we did in this closed beta. And I can only mention that we will, because the game will be damn near complete by that time. So we're probably going to have a larger roster to experiment with when that beta releases in January. I think that pretty much wraps it all up, though. I think that covers everything when it comes to all the latest news and information we have when it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ, everything that's been announced over the course of the last several days. I tried my best to condense it all into one video here for you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all those content I bring you. And remember, nothing happens to you swing the bat. Later.